Hi, everybody. Welcome to Washington, D.C. As you can tell, we're at the Supreme Court of the United States because the next fight in the battle on health care is going to be in the courts. And ultimately, it's going to be the Supreme Court of the United States, where I've argued a number of cases, that's going to make the ultimate decision as to whether this health care bill is constitutional or not. Now, as you know, the president has signed the health care bill. It is now law in the United States. What does that mean? That means the language that Bart Stupak initially asked for, that was going to be the prohibition on federal funding for abortion, is not in the bill. It's not protected, and that means this language in this bill, first time, that federal funding in legislation will actually be utilized for the funding of abortion. So this is a huge issue that's getting attention all over the United States. 14 states so far, and more coming, by the way, in just the next few days, have filed lawsuits. And I want to thank our 500,000 of you that had contacted us to say you wanted to oppose the health care legislation that was drafted, especially the individual mandate issues. Unfortunately, and this is what happens in Washington, this is the political process, there was enough votes, barely, in the House of Representatives to pass the legislation that the Senate passed. Now, of course, it is law. What does this mean? It means now it's time to take the action to the courts. That has already started. We are going to be filing briefs along with the 14 states that have already filed. But in addition to those briefs, we've set up a committee, and we want to encourage you to join this constitutional committee dealing with the issue of, is the health care bill, now law, constitutional? We don't think it is, and a number of legal scholars, you've heard this on the news the last few days, also think that it's not constitutional. It's going to be a real challenge. That challenge, by the way, is going to end up right here at the Supreme Court of the United States, where I've argued a number of cases. This could be the next group coming up. We have a lot of information available at aclj.org/healthcare. This is a brand new site we've set up just for this. But again, let me encourage you to do two things here. Number one, join the committee to stand up to this health care bill. You're going to be doing that by filing briefs in court cases around the country. And some of you may actually be able to qualify as plaintiffs. So when you go to aclj.org/healthcare, there's information about how you can become a plaintiff in the case. Remember, at the end of the day, this health care bill, which still has that pro-abortion language in it, in fact, it is in it in 17 different places. The constitutionality of that bill, now law, will be determined right here at the Supreme Court of the United States in Washington, D.C.